Guess it feel a little different. Say,
Listen out, Pluto. Listen out.
realest story ever told. I've been in the mode, getting kinda bigger, starting not to fit the clothes. We've been eating good, chopped bread by the loaves. If it's ever something you should wonder, ask the home, still the same one with the extra clips and the beans. Bet she suck a nigga sleepy if I'm ever finna doze. Pipe down with it, they'll wipe a nigga nose. They gon' fuck the hoe, tried to get him off the flow, shake back. Ate a lot of losses, bet they couldn't take that. Don't want your little gas, let you come with straight packs. Big Brody said roll it, better hope it ain't whack. Wiz from a section where the robbers getting jacked. Hoping when you speak it that it's only all facts. Less you talking to the laws that'll follow till you flat. But even then they'll still remember you a rat. Yeah, I'ma need a vacation. Far away from problems, don't wonder why I can't solve them. Don't wanna be patient. We done been starving, we're not a person we can get the calling. Can't do no more waiting. Cause theirs in the stall and I'm happy where the chips been falling. I'ma need a vacation. Yeah, I'ma need a vacation. Yeah, I'ma need a vacation. Can't believe I really used to sit around with you. You was hating on me when I hit the town with you. That's what being broke and chasing after gowns get you. Pussy sure bring this silly shit up out of nigga. If it's ever what he said, check the sources when he enter. Motives in his head, shit that we don't need a dinner. Thankful we accustomed to this shit, ain't no beginners. Motivated to go be a motherfucking winner. Couldn't let him show me, got a family I'ma feed. Ain't gotta hit nobody for the cannons I'ma need. You can bet your motherfucking granny I'ma squeeze. Old heads know me, said ain't many I could please. They just show a nigga love when they see me in the breeze. No stressing me, I'm headed to some motherfucking cheese. Tell them if they want me, hope they coming with the fees. I'ma need a vacation. Yeah, far away from problems. Don't wonder why I can't solve them. Don't wanna be patient. We done been starving, we're not a person we can get the calling. Can't do no more waiting. Cause theirs in the stall and I'm happy where the chips been falling. But need a vacation. I'ma need a vacation. Yeah, I'ma need a vacation. I'ma need a vacation. I'ma need a vacation. I'ma need a vacation.
On a sunny day, when I go to a meeting, my watch say that I ain't come to play. I made 100K the other day. I'm about to treat this rap shit the same way, just like I'm pumping yay. Keep my inventory stocked with product to cop. Keep them addicted so they cop if they got it or not. I'm from a block where they see cops and swallow they rocks. We keep bitches out our business in hollows and glocks. Linking up with my team to plot on the top. In the hood I'm barely seen, I'm out on the dock. 1200 for the jeans that's bulging with knots. Treat the huddle like family, we all that we got. If it's money to be made, let's set up a shop. You gon' be the one in charge, I'm calling the shots. Used to hustle hard by the street sign. Money come and go, I'ma keep mine.
Money come and go, so I'ma grind every day. Even when it's slow, I'ma grind every day. Money come and go, so I'ma grind every day. Even when it's slow, I'ma grind every day.
Wifey eating $100 steaks while her rocks glitz. Louis boots, Louis trench, Cartier on her wrist. This the shit, yeah, nigga living life. G-Wagon windows tinted, 160 at the light. Phone keep getting alerts from selling merch. Stacks bulging out of my pocket, just sold a verse. Hit the jeweler like, damn, Gary, is my piece done? Now I'm rocking 200, walking out of Golden Sun. Security open my door, now I'm getting chauffeured. Texting Moolah Films about our movie poster. Cardo got some beats, gonna send them over. While I'm buying real estate, let's get a hood a makeover. My man's called, I pulled up on him real quick. He asked, could I help him move 5 bricks? Nah, I'm legit, I'm a rapper now. Graduated from the game, ain't no moving backwards now.
Money come and go, so I'ma grind every day. Even when it's slow, I'ma grind every day. Money come and go, so I'ma grind every day. Even when it's slow, I'ma grind every day. Every day, every day. Do 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 do, baby.
What's up, everyone? Happy Monday. Feel like shit today. I'll give you why. Stayed up all night last night chasing a trade. I'll go over that in a minute. The title on the stream is "This Market Sucks" or something like that. These conditions are terrible. I'll explain that too. In the grand scheme of things, everything's fine. So let's go over that first, and then we'll talk about why these conditions have been so awful to trade. I really don't know a whole lot of people that are making money trading this right now, and I'm having a hard time myself. Last week we were green. This week, unfortunately, we're starting off with a loss. So we'll go over all that. First things first, the S&P. I've had this kind of consolidation, general idea of consolidation for a while. Should come true. We have bearish divergences on this weekly chart. Doesn't mean that it's the end of the bull run. It just means that, hey, we're probably going to pull back down, consolidate, continue higher. So that's been my idea for the last month or so. I mean, we've pretty much been following it the whole time. I've left the drawing there. I think a nice cool off period, especially after the whole inauguration, after the election kind of move that carried us higher, after a lot of things that have directed a lot of upward attention. I think a nice period of sideways for stocks is good. I mean, we're already seeing it in crypto, so it's okay. I mean, I'd love for it to just go straight up in a line, but that's not usually how it works. So a couple people have asked me on Nvidia today. Nvidia did correct a lot. You know, I don't have a ton to say on this because every time I look at this on the monthly, I mean, come on, it was overdue. Overdue. I hate this mic. Overdue for a decent correction. So we're finally getting that. And look, guys, even if we do consolidate, like move sideways here and then continue higher, that's again just another range that we've seen in the past when we have our monthly extremely overextended. See what happens. I think Nvidia will keep going higher. It's just overdue for a correction. If you ever want to know, look at the monthly and weekly charts, right? You look at your monthly. Yeah, the weekly you can argue is reset. That's why, again, probably going to move sideways here before we decide on moving up or down. But overall, I mean, it looks fine. You talk about like the S&P 500, like we've said, I see nothing here that says macro down. Plus, we have a new administration in play, a lot of changes coming, a lot of good things happening. The only thing that I really see that's not great is the dollar. Obviously, the dollar broke out of its kind of macro range in here, and I'm going to remove a couple things just to clean this up a little bit. So I have the macro bearish or least bullish scenario, and then the most bullish continuation of the bull market. So basically, if we continue higher here, our bull run's not going to last as long as we'd like. If it breaks down, and especially breaks below this low, that is the most bullish, and our bull run will continue a lot longer than we think. However, we do have a couple issues. Just like the S&P has bearish divergences, the dollar has bullish divergences here. So again, I would expect this to bounce, maybe retest highs, maybe just come back to the mid-range, but would expect a bounce, which again is going to put downward pressure on the rest of the market. What's up, Nuno, Dan, Sneaks, Jason? Bitcoin trying to head back up, yeah. What's up, yes sir, how's it going? And all of you that are watching right now, happy that you guys are here. I am horrifically sleep deprived, so if I miss a couple of things, I apologize. I was up all night last night tracking a trade that I, one, should have never even taken because it was late, and two, I should have never taken a loss on. But we'll go over that. You know, and I hate to make excuses or justifications, but the market's been horrible. Again, before we get into why these conditions are so bad, guys, zoom out. Our total 1, total 2, and total 3 all look fine. You have an upward movement followed by consolidation. Why? To relieve our overextended indicator so we can continue higher. Again, same thing with total 2. We're just ranging. This looks like a nice bull flag. Nothing really concerning here. Look, Bitcoin's still sitting at 102K, right? I think the peak was 109 during the inauguration crap that went on. All that volatility. So, yeah, you know, it's sitting at 102, but this is a volatile market, and we're still moving sideways. I think it's been 40 days now, so not a ton of issues overall. Then Total 3 more or less the same. I mean, it all looks like sideways consolidation for higher. Structure-wise, I don't see any issues here. And same with tether dominance. I still believe that this comes lower. Where just like the total charts that are up and sideways to continue up, this is down sideways and will likely continue lower. So again, I want you guys to take away before we get into all of the market drama. The macro market structure on everything remains bullish. There is a slight discrepancy on the DXY because it broke out. It can still break down. However, this is the first of many macro bearish signs, right? Doesn't mean that the bull market's over. It just means that we need to start paying attention to some of these other structures and if things are breaking, if Bitcoin's hitting historical levels, where's the pi cycle top indicator at, like things like that have always played out during these kind of bull run scenarios. And even Bitcoin, guys, I know it's been boring last couple weeks. I know it's been painful for some of you, but in the grand scheme of things, this is an uptrend. This is sideways. This should continue higher. Like imagine for 1 minute that this isn't a weekly and this is like a 15-minute. This is normal, right? Upward, sideways, Y, restore R again, overextended indications here so that we can continue higher. I really don't see any issues with our weeklies and macro time frames. Now, when you start looking at like the daily and the kind of like range trading and lower time frame trading, because on a longer time frame scale, like we're in a bull run and it's not going anywhere, right? I firmly believe that. I don't think the top's in. I don't even think we're really close yet, depending on what the dollar does. However, the daily, this has been a wild month, and January started really like right here. I mean, you could say like the 31st, right? This has been all of January. And I know for a lot of you, you're like, oh, well, you know, that's normal. I would argue not. We have daily candles. We have not even daily candles. We have hourly candles that are pushing down 1, 2, 3% in 1 hour, whether it be up or down. This is the most volatility I've seen in a very, very long time. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know if it's probably a number of things, FOMC, Trump's inauguration, New Year stuff. I don't really get it. It's been very, very difficult to trade. I know a lot of people are getting liquidated. Your obviously like stop losses are getting hit, things are invalidating. It's just like the Wild West right now. I don't understand, because for the last year and a half, I mean, this is all stable. I know this is a lot of chop and a lot of crap, but like lower time frame trading, like this was okay down here. And even like a lot of this, it's fine. Let me even show you on the 4 hour. Look at this 4 hour chart last week, and even the week prior, even this week. This is not normal. And you're going 6% down. The next 4 hour candle, you go up 7.5%. 2 candles, sorry. 2 candles, 7.5%. Then another candle after that, and 3 candles in 12 hours, you drop another 7%. And then we pump another 6%. And then we dump another 6%. And then we pump another 5%. I haven't seen this in a very long time, right? And you could be like, oh, but here we pumped 20% or whatever. And like, yeah, you're right, but this is a steady uptrend. This isn't just doing this and liquidating everybody. And even here, like, this is a steady downtrend. Well, this was until we got to like here. And then it started getting weird. And even in here, like, look, I understand, like, from 70K to 108, this is a nice steady uptrend. You know, you get pockets where you correct and do these sideways move to bring things back to the mean so we can continue higher. They're easy to read. This has been a clusterfuck. And excuse my language, but this has been a clusterfuck the last month. I mean, even yesterday, one day, like right when we opened, 7% down. This morning, 5% up. It's crazy. Do you think the fact that Trump has tech and crypto-friendly policies, this bull run would extend longer than usual? I'm not sure. Does Roman's buzz cut mean we're in trouble? Come on, dude. It's a fade. Paid $50 for this haircut. I always cut it shorter than I normally want it. That way I can not have to get my hair cut like once a month, like once every other month. I don't think like Trump being president is going to extend or not extend the bull run. I think it has to do a lot with like money and liquidity cycle, but I could be wrong. Could be very wrong. But like you look at this 1 hour, and this is the trade we took last night. Now, I'll give you this. I probably should have never closed this. Right? Honestly, I should have never closed it. So we actually had bullish divergences here. We have lower lows here. We had higher lows here. We ended up dipping lower, which is normal to an extent, but not the way that we did it. We dropped another 3% downward. We are the most oversold. I'm going to show you guys this. I tweeted this several times last night. Yesterday was the most oversold the 1 hour's been since 2023. I actually think 2022, but I could be wrong. I'm going to show you. And generally speaking, when we get to this point, when we get to like the 12s and 15s, like we see pretty nice moves higher, or at least a brief period of relief. Check this out. So we're at 1277. So like we got a little close right here, but look what happens. Price pumps, right? Price relieves itself. Look at this. It wasn't until August of 2023 that we hit this point. Not to mention we also had bullish divergences. I was a little in shock to see this dump 3% from already being incredibly oversold, but it is what it is. You can't fight it. The best thing you can do when you know the market's doing this crazy volatile moves is just use less leverage or lower portfolio percentages, which is what we've been doing. Could they be manipulating the Bitcoin market in order to liquidate as many traders as possible, also making altcoin holders sell at lows, basically eliminating as many people as possible? Probably. That's 1.3 billion liquidated in the last 24 hours. Holy shit. I was one of those people. Well, I cut my trade. I wasn't like liquidated, but I did cut my trade. And why did I cut it, guys? I'll be honest. Didn't sleep. Right? I actually held this all the way to here, to this candle right here. And then I was like, I'm out. And I shouldn't have. It was a stupid mistake. I shouldn't have. Part of the reason why I did, we formed a bearish divergence, and I was a little, not like afraid, but I figured we'd just keep going lower with the way the sell pressure was looking. We ended up not, and just full sending higher. Could have gotten this. I could have gotten out break even on this candle close. Very unfortunate, right? That sucks. But here's the reason why I closed it. One, the normal way I trade these types of trades when you don't really know where the stop loss is and everything, and obviously invalidation is we just make a lower low, and these are no longer divergences, which we never did. These remain bullish divergences the whole time. But here's my issue. It was risk management. Like I was half portfolio in. I like to take a maximum of like a total 0.5% risk. I was at 1.5% almost. And I'm like, man, like what if we do run it lower and maybe make a third divergence lower? Or what if the divergences just completely negate and I just take a huge loss? So for me, it sucks. I hate doing that. I hate trading like that. But with all the risk that we were taking, like I was like, I gotta close it. Like we took a total of a 0.8, 0.9% total loss, which to a lot of you are like, oh, that's nothing, right? But that's how my system works, right? I take about a 1 to 2% gain, and I really don't like getting over like a 0.5 to 0.75% loss, because look, when market conditions aren't favorable like this, I'm not taking that many trades. When they are favorable, we take more trades, we take more risk. We get on a hit streak. We start taking more trades, bigger trades, more leverage, but just sucks. Still a nice chunk of liquidity around 96K with this volatility. Might end up there before the next big leg up. Possibly. It's hard to say. Like, honestly, it's hard for me to want to trade right now just because how ridiculous this market's been. Like, look at these hourly candles, man. This was not a thing a month ago where you have this 2% hourly candle. Another 2%. Every once in a while they happen, but not as often as they do here. You go back to our, even here, like these are all, now some of these are like 1.5%. Like the final one is usually 1.5%. A lot of these candles are just like pretty normal. Like we're getting 2, 3, 4% candle lengths. Pretty wild. And that's kind of where I'm concluding with, like, these market conditions suck. I would highly advise you guys to stay away from a lot of leverage and using a big chunk of your portfolio. Where do you post your trades for people that want to follow them on Telegram? All of my trades were posted free on Telegram. And speaking of, I know I've gotten a little bit of backlash. People are like, oh, well, you still have to sign up with Coincatch. Okay, smart ass. Here's the thing. Like, yeah, I'd prefer you guys trade on Coincatch. But part of that reason is I'm going to start running more fee reductions, more rewards, more everything through Coincatch. So it's in your best interest. Plus, you'll pay less fees using my referral link. You get a pretty big chunk off fees. Plus, in February, the whole month of February, we're running like 30% off fees for everybody. So again, like, you can sit here and complain, or you can take advantage of paying less fees when you're going to be paying fees on another exchange. Plus, like, you could technically sign up and not trade on the exchange, use a different exchange to trade. I mean, that's kind of stupid if we're running all the fee reductions, but you do you. It's been tough. Very tough. This whole month. Like, this whole month, I'm pretty much break even. Which sucks, because, like, you trade for a whole month, and then you have nothing to show for it. And look, it happens, right? Sometimes you have multiple green months in a row. Sometimes you have a red month here and there. It happens. The goal is to keep your losses very low, which we're doing by adjusting to these horrific conditions by taking less risk. But in return, obviously, we're making less, which sucks. Especially when you have trades like these where, look, I want to hold until invalidation. I don't want to. What would suck is you close this trade out and then it just immediately rips and you never even invalidated. Like, for those of you that can't tell, these are higher lows. These are lower lows. These are all divergences, right? Even here, this is a divergence. So now for the $1 million question, we're going to get a lot of when is alt season. I don't know. I think really for me, until Bitcoin dominance loses the 50, plus Ethereum to Bitcoin starts to actually like break resistances. And for me, they're at 0.034 and 0.04. Until you start breaking both of those, you haven't broken structure and we're still just continuing lower. I just sign up and no, go to my pinned tweet in my X profile and follow the instructions. That's where you're going to see where all the trades are posted. Like I'm eyeing like a short here, but I don't even know if I want to take it. Like I'm eyeing this. You have we're holding the 786 here. Like stocks overbought. You technically have a bearish divergence if we close under this. We'd have to close under this close and under the 786 to take the trade, which we have to wait about 30 minutes. But I don't even know if I want to take this. I'm actually going to use the magnet just to be precise. Let's do that. Yeah, 101,677. And look, we close under it up. I'm debating taking a short. What is the risk here? Yeah, it's a whole percent. That's crazy. So now I got to use half port. Sucks. Plus, I won't lie, this does kind of look like a double bottom. But we'll see. Look at this daily candle. This is crazy. Craziness. But yeah, I hope I answered some of your questions, guys. If you have any more, I'm always kind of available in Discord. It's free. My Discord's free. It's the main chat we use is the crypto chat. I was in it a bunch this morning and yesterday, especially watching the crazy volatility. If you want to communicate with me there, you can. I'm probably gonna wrap it up here. I don't have a lot to say other than, you know, macro looks great. These kind of micro trades the environment's just not there. Have you seen Tao? Yeah, I have. Tao's been moving wildly on the daily. Tao needs to break above the 50. I think if it does, it'll send. I do believe that. Tao almost looks like Ethereum too. Like if you put these side by side on their weeklies. Like almost identical. And I really think like once Ethereum breaks out, like we're going to figure out that this is just a range and it'll go higher. Very much a fan of all that. Check that Nvidia candle on the daily. Oh, I've already seen it. And like, here's the thing. If we close like this now I have a different problem. Now my risk is, that's still about 1%. Not bad. We'll see. What are my thoughts on the Rune situation? I don't own any, so I don't really look into it. There's a gajillion tokens out there with their own issues and everything. If I don't own them, I really don't care about them. It's nothing against the project. It's just, it's too much to follow. I don't even know what happened with Rune, to be fair. What's wild is like CRV, like check this out. That's a big drop. That's a big drop. Bitcoin is 0. Last night it looked like it. Yeah, guys, I'm going to go make some food. I just don't have a lot to say at the moment. The volatility is just crazy. I wish there were setups and stuff on the 4-hour, but like higher time frame trading, how do you even trade this? The answer is you can't. You just literally can't. All right. With all that said, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Try it again and not use a ton of leverage. Don't use a ton of your portfolio. The conditions are horrific. With all that said,